ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, keep that music going. Come on. When I see that picture of Fred Dreyer coming up there on the CRN video screen, I know we've got a great time in store for all of us here. I'm Michael Horn, along with Corey Marino, producer Jeremy Dayton, and the star of our show, ladies and gentlemen. Please give it up to Fred Dreyer. Fred Dreyer.
Thanks so very much. It's just tremendous to be here with all of you. I don't know how many there are out there, but there should be a way of us getting a count of how many people are watching.
It's called ratings. Got some good. We do have ratings.
We do.
I think we got about a 0.2 share from when I looked at it the last time. Fred, we do on radio stations around the country. Yeah, we're on radio stations around the country.
Well, we're killing them.
We're in Los Angeles on 790, our flagship KABC. I'm telling you, we're on Facebook Live. You can check it out. We got our YouTube channel. You know, Corey, we never talk about the YouTube channel. JD, we're on right after the show on our YouTube channel. Am I right?
YouTube and Rumble.
And Rumble. We're on Rumble as well, too. Mm-hmm. Everywhere we can possibly be. So this is a big deal. And, a lot of sports news that we were listening to there. Apparently, is there like a change in quarterbacks with the Cleveland Browns starting this weekend, Corey?
Yeah, Shadur Sanders is finally getting his first start. He came in the last game after Dylan Gabriel got...
How did he do?
He did very bad. He did horribly.
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
Remember that when we're handicapping this time, Corey?
The bigger guys were chasing him around.
That happened to be against the Ravens. Yeah.
Did you ever, that's right, did you ever, Fred Dreyer, have a stinky quarterback, maybe that you don't want to name here now, but one that you just thought, oh, brother, we're going to have a hard time winning with this guy?
Oh, well, that was half the league.
Okay.
We had good quarterbacks in my era.
Yeah, you did. I mean, now we got the quarterbacks by the dozen, and I don't know, we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of strange news here going on today.
I do remember this. Forgive me. I do remember Fran Tarkington standing on the sidelines, and we were getting ready to receive the kickoff, and he was going to go out and run the first series. The ball comes down, and our guy returns it like for about 15 yards and stuff, and Fran said, he says, just keep your eyes on the end zone, boys.
There you go. Another great story from Fred Dreyer. More coming up. Precious metals, gold and silver, are in early-stage bull markets. This, of course, is no surprise to former senior bank executive and #1 best-selling author John Truman Wolfe, who called these moves months ago. And no surprise either to readers of his widely heralded newsletter, StrategicFinancialIntelligence.com, where subscribers that have followed Wolfe's recommendations have profited handsomely. Wolfe subscribers have also been enlightened with his ongoing crypto recommendations, as well as key equities, which have also soared. Calling the right investments is one skill. Knowing when to take profits and enjoy winnings is another. John Truman Wolfe does both. Take advantage of the summer discount sale, where prices have been reduced from $249 to just $99 per year. StrategicFinancialIntelligence.com. Subscribe today. Don't miss these bull markets. StrategicFinancialIntelligence.com.
Kohl's has 20% off gifts that are so good, your family might think you read their minds. Check off your list now with cozy, thoughtful, and stylish gifts that will make them say, oh, how did you know? Yep, with these presents from Kohl's, you're going to leave them feeling impressed and convinced that you're a psychic. Shop Kohl's for an extra 20% off gifts that are the perfect fit. Select styles. Offer ends November 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
What's better than a great conversation? How about a great conversation paired with unforgettable cheese? At Harmony Cheese, we don't just make cheese, we craft moments. Wisconsin-made, rich, creamy, bursting with flavor. Our cheeses turn any gathering into a celebration. Whether it's our fan-favorite cheddar or our bold new 6-pepper cheese, every bite is a harmony of taste and tradition. And now, CRN Talk listeners get an exclusive treat, 10% off your first order at harmonycheese.com. CRNTalk.com with the code CRNTalk. That's CRN Talk. Don't wait. Stock your fridge. Impress your friends. Just treat yourself. And with the holidays around the corner, our new gift boxes are the perfect way to say I care without saying a word. Wrapped, ready, and guaranteed to wow. HarmonyCheese.com. Taste the conversation. Share the love. That's HarmonyCheese.com. Say CRN Talk.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free gift. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back to the Fred Dreyer Show. I'm Michael Horn with producers Corey Marino and J.D. Jeremy Dayton, the star of our show, Fred Dreyer. I got to tell you, we got a lot of great announcers reading there. That last guy talking about donating your car, but give me a break. What you want to talk about is what's better, Fred, than a great conversation? Hey, baby, how about a great conversation with cheese? Harmony cheese. It's delicious. What'd you think of that, Fred?
Was that yours?
Yeah, I'm auditioning.
You get a bump for live reads?
What was that?
A lot of people saying, why have I not been live on the show? I've got my test pictures up to be the next James Bond. They haven't made a decision yet. I'm still right there in the right in the heart of their minds over there. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, very good.
That unfamiliar sound means it's breaking news, and I've got a news story for you, Fred Dreyer. Just came across my desk here from one of our great listeners, Jenny Chase. She says she is absolutely stoked to find that Fred and Stephanie, we're talking Fred Dreyer and co-star Stephanie Kramer, are going to be at the Hollywood Show again January 9th and 10th in Burbank. Fred, tell us more, please.
Well, I only know as much as you guys, and certainly the...
That's not much.
Well, it's true.
Okay.
You know, those things are kind of like up in the air until it gets closer to kickoff, as they say.
Well, Jenny seems to know a lot. She's kind of in charge of your fan club, the Works For Me website, Facebook site. And she says, I'm sure a lot of the people who will be listening on the show today will be excited to hear this as well. So you West Coasters, Burbank, California, January 9th and 10th. I don't know, maybe this time Fred will take me with him. I still haven't gone to one of these shows yet, but... Stephanie is a much better person to take in there.
Well, she'll show up with her little baby entourage, and
yeah, she has an entourage with her, huh?
Well, everybody does to some certain degree, especially if it's if it's home cooking. You know, if you're all I have to do is get in the car in like 25 minutes. I'm in the lobby, the hotel.
Fred, you have your own entourage. You got J.D. Jeremy Dayton. You got Corey Marino. You got me. You got the listening audience at 790 KBC. We'll drive you there, for gosh sakes, and, walk you into the room and everything, and then we can say, Mr. Dreyer is arriving. Something like that a little bit to call attention to where they're going to post you. I'm sure you're probably one of the big stars of the show. You're on every channel on the Roku channel, for gosh sakes. You're on the Roku channel itself with your Hunter series.
Hey, I got a lot of feedback from the show in D.C.,
Yeah, what'd they say?
Well, it was a successful endeavor, and I'm very happy I went back there. I don't like to fly too far. I can get from here to Texas and back probably, but I don't like to fly too far because of my back, and I threw my back out on the return flight home.
You did.
Yeah, and
what were you doing?
It's taken. I'm sitting, as I'm told, by the midget who's in charge of seating. The jackasses that they'll come by and they'll point and say, "You must have your seatbelt on for takeoff."
That's a rule.
Yeah, I said, "Well, yeah, but I'm having a tough time buckling in." You know. She says, "Well, is there anything that I can do for you?" Well, yeah, there is. I don't know if it's going to affect my back so much as it is. I don't like flying to begin with, so I'm at odds with you people.
Well, I'm telling you, it's you move fast to get on a plane, and you just sit there. And sometimes when you buckle up, you got to twist it a certain way, and all of a sudden you hear. And that is not a good sound when the back muscle turns out, let me tell you. It's really... So let me tell you this. I don't want to jump ahead in the show, but I know that Corey and JD have worked hard on getting us some topics. Apparently, with the NFL starting to play in the UK and in... where are they? We're in Germany. They're in Spain. Corey, is it true they're going to try to take the Concord jet out of the mothball fleet and start flying it? Tell us about this so we can comment.
Yeah, so the NFL is looking at the reopening of the Concord and the supersonic flights because they really want to expand into the other states and the other international
nations, for God's
nations.
sake.
They want to get to England. They want to get to Spain. They want to get to Australia, New Zealand. They want to play all these places. So they're actually like looking into the technology. So and they're just hoping and crossing their fingers that they can make 10 more teams internationally and make this a whole world sport.
Fred, your thoughts on that? Because I know, a lot of people probably came to you during your playing career and says, "Oh boy, what a wonderful thing! You get to fly to all these places and play." After a while, it gets a little old, doesn't it?
Well, I for one, I poo-pooed my interest in going to Europe when I was playing. But the truth of the matter is, they didn't have that conversation. It was something in the pipes that was working, a long time ago with Pete Rozelle, and Paul Tagliabue died here a week or so.
Yeah,
and but the intent is every country will have a football team, and it'll be some sort of a gala event every weekend. 350 days a week. You'll have a football team banging their brains out, and it'll compete with soccer.
Then it'll all get down to our first topic here of the show today. All these stadiums will have AstroTurf. I know, Fred, you're a big fan of artificial turf, aren't you?
Well, look, we were looking at, Corey and I were looking at this just before the show started. And the truth is, they've been having an argument, the international soccer leagues and all that, are having an argument in preparation for having the NFL expand Europe. And they're getting ready to have an argument and maybe a strike over it. So they're trying to very slowly change the turf from artificial to regular grass, and they can do that very, very easily and very quickly, and the costs are the cost of doing business.
Well, here's the deal. You talk to most of the players, many of the NFL players strongly prefer grass over turf.
Uh-huh.
And the reason, Fred, you've talked about this many times on the show here today, it's like playing on the carpet in your living room with cement underneath you. Am I right?
Well, yeah, but the carpet that you have on your that you're using at home, whether it be, in your rec room or on your sitting in front of your television, that's one thing. The other thing is that they don't have the slightest care in the world in what a player says, unless You get all those players together and say, guess what? In a month, I'm going home. And have the players stand beside it. It's really a political swing, and it's stupid to have all of these issues hanging out there when it's clear they're going to have to face it. There's not going to be a lot of people, players-wise, eager to play on artificial surfaces here as well as going abroad.
Let's dig down a little deeper when we come back here. We'll take a quick break. A reminder, it's the Fred Dreyer Show. We're on radio stations around the country. This show is also a podcast right after we're over with the show. It goes up on every podcast platform. Just go to your favorite podcast platform like Spotify, Google, whatever, and search the Fred Dreyer Show. Or on your smartphone, dial pound 250. When the call is answered, say, find my podcast, and then say the Fred Dreyer Show. They'll send a link to your phone. You click on it. You can listen to it anywhere, anytime. We'll be back.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
800-475-7125. 800-475-7125. That's 800-475-7125.
Savor the past and savor the glory days of Las Vegas. Enjoy 70 years of true Las Vegas history as 4 generations of family wait to greet you at the legendary Bootlegger Italian Bistro. Wine, dine, and experience Mama Maria's award-winning original recipes while surrounded by original family photos and celebrity memorabilia. Enjoy piano artistry nightly with music from the Great American Songbook in our main formal dining room. The Bootlegger Italian Bistro, 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard South, in the entertainment capital of the world. The Bootlegger Italian Bistro, open 7 days a week. 7700 Las Vegas Boulevard South, in the entertainment capital of the world. It's Vegas, baby.
To break or not to break your stucco? That is the question that homeowners have to ask themselves. Do they want to do that? I think not. Hi, Aaron here from California Deluxe Windows. In more than 20 years, we learned how to make most beautiful, energy-efficient windows to make your home beautiful, comfortable, and more valuable. We do not break the stucco, and we install our windows so precise that your house can be covered with potato chips, and we wouldn't crack one.
866-988-5100. 866-988-5100. For the best custom windows built right here in Southern California, call Aaron at California Deluxe Windows. Get 20% off your entire project and 1-year interest-free financing in Chatsworth and Santa Clara. 866-988-5100. 866-988-5100. CSLB number 774518. Some restrictions may apply.
And we're back. It's the Fred Dreyer Show. I'm Michael Horn with our producers, Corey Marino, Jeremy Dayton, the star of our show, Fred Dreyer. Talking a little bit about the artificial turf against natural grass. A lot of this controversy came, I think, Jeremy, JD, from the soccer league too, right? The FIFA league. They play on regular grass, and if they're going to come and play in the United States with the World Cup, apparently the stadiums here in the United States have to change out their artificial grass to natural grass. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct. I know Corey was going over the FIFA stuff, and this video of that Real Madrid stadium is pretty wild, thinking about what it would take to get that here at each stadium in the U.S.
Unbelievable. Corey, tell us about it. What do they do in Spain?
So in Spain, the Real Madrid, they just did a $1.6 billion renovation, and they have underground tunnels where they have these slabs of grass, and they have LED lights that act like the sun, and they have automated mowers and irrigation systems so they can be watered and cut. And then on top are these concrete slabs where they can put events, and so you can still use the stadium. But this allows for bad climates and places in domes where the sunlight can't reach. It allows them to have the grass that people want to play on while still having the dome and the stadium amenities that people like with the indoors.
Fred, your thoughts on this? Because it sounds like a lot of money to go. They want it changed back. Once they put the grass in, then once the World Soccer Cup leaves the United States next year, they're going to put the artificial turf back.
Well, yeah, the 1.6 is just for this renovation to this one stadium, but I don't get why the FIFA, they're going to do they're changing artificial turf in like all the stadiums in the U.S., but why are they putting them back, Fred? Why don't they just leave them and maintain them?
They're not going to put them back.
They said they might. They said they will.
Well,
that's what they said. Yeah.
They told us in my era, from '69 to '81, they told us we cannot afford this, and we're going to do it anyway. This is in my era was the explosion of dome stadiums, and baseball fields that were natural grass. Like St. Louis and these other teams, they were converted and never reverted back to their regular turf. And so, if you're paying a third string backup quarterback today $50 million. You're going to get your way when you tell them we're not playing anywhere near artificial surface. You know, there was a couple injuries here this last two weeks. It was a perfect example. They're just cringing that somebody doesn't stop the TV and say with the telestrator pen and point directly at the cover-up. And the lack of conversation. It sounds like, the mainstream media, Yeah. And they just will not coincide with what the players want for safety purposes. They figure, we're giving you so much money, and they're overpaying these quarterbacks. I was listening this morning, to the radio, and they're not mincing words when they say we're going to demand that you stupid quarterbacks take $50 million.
Unbelievable.
And it's really incredible. And they're talking to these Shador. Is it Shador?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sanders.
Yeah, good athlete. He's going to be probably a perennial second or third string guy.
Quarterback.
And so he'll make $500 million in his lifetime.
Unbelievable.
And he totally unbelievable. At the same time, they'll turn right around and say, "We're not going to pay anybody to have a argument against us wanting to put in the type of stadiums and the security and all of those things." And when in fact you've got people blowing their legs out. This week there'll be some injuries attributable to artificial surfaces. Let's see. I can see them. It's not. You don't have to be a genius or who have played on it to say, "Hey, that was weird. How he why didn't he just drop down?" Well, he couldn't because, he's working for that $50 million ticket, you know.
Exactly.
Well, let me ask you this, though, Fred, because I don't know if you're being hyperbolic there or you really believe that when you say Shedeur Sanders is going to make $500 million, because there's a lot riding on this week. A fifth-round draft pick, much hyped, much of that self-endowed. So now he gets to play the Raiders, who Dak Prescott just went off on, and a lot of people are saying this might be his only chance with Dylan Gabriel hurt. And he's saying he expects to be the man, but talking about $500 million, I know quarterbacks are being paid a ridiculous amount now, but to suggest that Shedeur might get that from the NFL would suggest that you think that he might play this weekend, well, he is starting, and have success? Do you think he's got that kind of actual talent?
I don't, but, you know, when they want to do something, they do it.
Yeah.
And how are you going to argue with a young athlete who's a good athlete, but he's not a great. He'll never be a great quarterback, and it's the handicapping of how they breed these quarterbacks in an era where you've got a big discrepancy at the top of quarterbacks and wide receivers. You know, the enormity of all of this is bought off. I heard, what was it the other day? What game was it? Minnesota, Detroit game.
Minnesota-Chicago,
where they had a conversation about
Caleb Williams,
about
J.J. McCarthy,
about which one it was. One that has the real long, luxurious hair.
Oh, you're talking about Jacksonville.
Trevor
Lawrence.
That guy,
Yeah, he just got paid.
Goldilocks.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
he got paid. He sure did.
Yeah.
And that money is going to be written off against foreign. They're going to just take these teams and sail them across the big pond and tell them this is, you know, you're going to be working here for a month or two.
I think to Fred's point, Fred made 2 points here. One, he says the NFL owners are going to do what they want to do. Secondly, he said it's going to take a group to get together. And Corey, you made a list of the following of players that have suffered PCL sprains at the beginning of 2024. Read that list if you got it there in front of you. Just the names that pop up as who were the players injured on artificial turf.
Yeah, so just since the beginning of 2024, so last year and then a lot of this year, and so you got Puka Nacua, Christian McCaffrey, Jalen Warden, Dalton Kincaid, Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels, Mac Jones, Josh Allen, Drake London, Josh Jacobs, James Conner, Ricky Pearsall, and Jonathan Mingo, and all those guys are a lot of them are relatively young and some of the biggest stars in the game.
And getting paid a lot of money. So what Fred's saying is the owners will pay them the money, but they're not going to protect them with putting regular turf in. Because, Fred, I think if you go to the list, as we mentioned earlier, most of the players want to play on natural grass, natural turf, and not artificial turf.
Well, yes, that's true. And they don't want to play on artificial surface. They shouldn't. They don't have to. But all they got to do is get together and have a little bit of balls and just simply say to have a press conference. This is what we told the press, the New York Times, in 1968, 69, when I was back there. And I said, look, I'm one of the reasons I personally left the New York Giants was Wellington Mara and I had a conversation in his office about a bunch of different stuff. But on his desk was a swatch about the size of your telephone, and he said, and I picked it up and I looked at it, and it was unpliable. You couldn't push your thumb in the back or the front or the top. And I was looking at it, and he says, interesting stuff, isn't it? I said, not for me, it's not. Because I'm not playing on it. And he kind of looked at me kind of funny. And a year or two later, I was gone.
You know.
Well, and the crazy thing, like you said, they're going to have to group together, not even the press conference. I think the only time they'll be able to do it is when the league brings the 18 games to them. And they said if you want us to play 18 games, they'll have to do in the bargaining agreement and be like, all right, if it's 18 games, we're going to have to play on grass.
Well, that
soccer gets it.
That conversation's already being had.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer gets it. They want to play on natural turf, not artificial. So to have the World Cup at many stadiums around the United States next year, they've got to pull out the AstroTurf, put in regular grass.
Then
they're going to rip the grass out and put the artificial turf back, even though the players union doesn't want it.
Well, they have a lot of events, outdoor events, and I can see where the rub is. But so what? Money talks. National Football Leagues is a consortium of multi-billionaires who decide. I think we're going to build a bridge over the Thames River, and that'll be box office seating for most of the people.
And they still get the taxpayers to fund most stadiums.
And they do.
That's exactly right. Comes out of our pocket.
Absolutely pay to see anything.
That's right. We pay the ticket prices on top of that, JD. There you go. It's a double whammy. And the beer prices. And those terrible hot dogs. We'll take a break. I think I'll have one of those. We'll be right back.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
The Kahanapali Beach Resort on Maui is open, and we are welcoming guests. All properties are taking reservations now. Come visit. Go to kahanapaliresort.com. Experience Kahanapali Beach Resort on the tropical west side of Maui, just a short drive from the airport. All highways are open, a collection of relaxing resort properties, our award-winning beach, delectable dining, world-class restaurants, and activities for everyone. Snorkeling, surfing, sailboating, water sports of all kinds, beach and ocean dining, stargazing, beautiful sunsets every night, golf, sun, fun, food, wine, and all in paradise. Visit Kahanapali Beach Resort on Maui. Relax. Reservations are now available. Start with a visit to kahanapaliresort.com. That's Kahanapali resort.com. The Kahanapali Beach Resort is waiting for you.
You experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Welcome back here to the Fred Dreyer Show. the all-pro defensive end, the acting legend, the sultan of safeties, 2 safeties in one game in the same quarter against the Green Bay Packers. 2 different quarterbacks, Jim Delgado and Scott Hunter. I'm telling you, that's a record that'll never be broken. We need Hall of Fame status for Fred Dreyer. Let's get it for him. I'm Michael Horn with Corey Marino, J.D. Jeremy Dayton, our producers, and the one and only Fred Dreyer. Corey, you were showing in our last segment there, and maybe you can explain what it is, some footage of a stadium there with turf. What is it that you were showing on the screen?
Yeah,
maybe you
so
can show it again.
Oh, okay.
Tell us what we're looking at here.
It was the Real Madrid's advanced new grass field technology where they have layers of natural grass they've got artificial sunlight like underneath to grow it indoors, and they can like literally take it down 9 levels and bring it back up so they can have indoor events, stadium events without messing with the grass. And they've got different levels of grass, so any patch can be replaced from a different layer. It looks pretty wild. It looks very futuristic.
Well, if they can do that, they can do anything at all that has to do with turf.
And the Players Union, the NFL Players Association, the injury rates, the data from the National Football League Players Association shows 28% higher rates of non-contact lower extremity injuries, non-contact guys on artificial turf. Knee injuries, 32% more likely. Foot and ankle injuries are 69% more likely on the AstroTurf. Turf has been linked to serious injuries like Corey mentioned, Achilles, ACL tears, as well as turf toe. Also, I don't know what that is, but it sounds dangerous.
Turf toe?
Yeah, what is it?
The large socket behind the big toe.
Yeah.
Gets pulled out and bent up, so it stretches out the joint, and you can't run for like about 2 years.
Yeah. Talk about paying these guys tons of money, as you said, Fred, and then having them laid up for 2 years. What's wrong with these guys here, the owners here?
They are arrogant, and they just do what they want to do. And if you take a look at, when the Cardinals moved to Arizona, a part of their Phoenix, a part of their moving package that they presented to ownership was to use regular turf, and so when they went to build it, there was a big march saying, by the owners saying, well, we don't want regular, we want to be able to put what we want in there. It's going to cost us too much. Plus, we're in a dome stadium, and how are you going to get sunlight to it? And they've solved all these problems very quickly and very exponentially, and most of the league went along with it, and they said this is really great. Well, then they realized all their receivers, all these fast cutting, stop and start athletes are getting killed with injuries and ligament problems and what have you, and so now they put this, they had this turf, looked like a cookie cutter sheet that they would roll out into the sunlight at the end of the stadium. And then when they wanted to have a concert or something, they let them move around on AstroTurf. And then later on for the game, they'd roll this thing back into place. And while I was out there, they got water, they got manicured, they got everything all squared away, and they had a nice team working for them until someone says, oh, we got to get rid of that. We got to make sure that that's going to be safe for our players, because that's the operative word for us, is safety for our players.
Right.
And which is a lie. It's not. It's more than you can imagine in terms of sincerity.
Artificial turf, as Fred mentioned, less give than natural grass, increasing stress on the joints and the muscles, especially during acceleration or when you got to make some sharp cuts. And then the turf gets hotter, Fred, than grass, and there's dehydration, heat-related issues. So I'm telling you, MetLife Stadium, Corey, they said they singled out as especially dangerous with recent knee injuries to Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors, that's Jim Neighbors' brother, isn't it, Fred?
Yes, it is. It's his half-sister brother.
From the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, trans.
Yeah. See, that's true, JD. Check that out. Should have been put in our script so we knew about it here. But I got to tell you, so it's fun to watch international play just from the fact you can get up and have breakfast while you're watching the game. But they could do that here in the United States. The guys that are making the money are the owners and the league, and they're forcing the players out. They're going to start getting the Concord going if they can, so it can get you there quicker. I don't know, how many seats does the Concord have? Does it have enough for the team to get there, Corey?
It was like 60 to 80, if what they're looking at.
Did you ever ride the Concord, Fred?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
Really? To and fro from L.A. to New York and back. Cost about $12,000. And it was one of the most exhilarating experiences when the captain said, before we took off, he just said, you keep an eye on the stewardesses because on takeoff they might land in your lap. And this thing took off and went straight up like a friggin' rocket. And it just leveled off, and an hour and 40 minutes later, we were in
hour and 40
in LaGuardia.
Wow,
unbelievable!
That's crazy.
Normally a five and a half hour flight.
JFK actually, but it became too expensive. Not a lot of people wanted to shell out a lot of money for that. You add another 2 hours onto it, and it costs you maybe $8,000 to fly over there.
There's been some suspensions and problems in the league this year. Jamar Chase has a one-game suspension because he spit on the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive back Jalen Ramsey. Corey, give us the details on this.
Yeah, so it's the second spitting of this season.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Which is Chase got the worst of it, though, because it goes by your weekly paycheck, and Jalen Carter's on that rookie check, so it only cost him like $40,000. It's going to cost Chase $4,400. 448,000 grand. Sorry, 448,000 grand.
Unbelievable. That's his weekly paycheck.
That's his weekly. Yeah, because he just got paid by the Bengals. What
is wrong with this factoid here, huh? $448,000, $448,333 and change.
How much would you dock if somebody spit on you here in the studio? Fred, have you ever been in a situation like that where you saw somebody get spit on?
I've seen it, and it never happened to me.
Fred, you'd punch them down.
I'll tell you one thing. They better hope that we're not near a lumber yard.
That is the ultimate form of disrespect. And the fact that he so nonchalantly denied doing it to reporters when he was caught on camera. You see it coming out. I mean, could he have been spitting at the ground? It seemed pretty obvious that he was
during an
trying to
argument.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to tell you what that you're not seeing what he actually did. And the point is, he's a liar. And there was a segment on that in the morning sports page. And it was, you start doing that, you're done.
And JD, what happened with this CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens there of the Cowboys? They got a little carried away before they played in the Raiders in Las Vegas. They stayed out a little too late, didn't they?
Yeah. I guess that's the case, but I was watching that game, and I start CeeDee Lamb, and I needed a lot of points from him, and then I saw he wasn't playing, so I was wondering what's going on, but apparently, there was some personal discipline going on there for them staying in Vegas too much.
Yeah,
at the Red Rock Casino.
Yeah, someone said they saw him at 7:30 a.m. before the game puking on the side of the Red Rock, but
that's nice.
But shocker when you have a team in Vegas.
Jerry Jones says they were late to a meeting type discipline.
That's it. Fred, did you ever get penalized for being out too late or anything, or were you always back in time for to get curfew?
No, you never you never push it. It's just so childish and so stupid to do something like that. And so what we did is just we drank and the card players played cards, and then you get home and you change your pants, and then the day goes on, and you better play well.
That's just it. You got a guy like CeeDee Lamb. He's one of the highest paid receivers in the NFL. He's already made millions and millions of dollars, more than most people make in a lifetime. What's going to stop him if he doesn't have football and self-discipline as his priority? That's going to happen every time.
Yeah, every time. And for the most part, the thing that what we talked about as a group was the Players Association has to set the standards. You can't have ownership paying you money and setting standards. You've got to establish the credibility of your league through the players, not taking orders from owners. And so when these guys show up for practice and they've been told, here's our standards, don't screw with our standards, and if they do, here's what we're going to do. We're going to fine you as much as we can by the Players Association, and then the next time, and there will be somewhere down the road, we're firing you.
That's it. Mm-hmm. All right, that sound means that it's time for Week 12 pick'em time. Let's get the guys ready to go here today. The New York Jets playing at the Baltimore Ravens. Jeremy, who's going to win?
I wonder if Baltimore. Yeah, I'll take Baltimore.
Fred, who do you like?
I like the Baltimore outfit. I think they're on their way back.
Corey?
The Jets have Tyrod Taylor, but I'm going to take the Ravens.
I like the Ravens as well.
That does scare me a little bit.
No.
Pittsburgh Steelers at the Chicago Bears. Who do you like, Fred?
Pittsburgh Steelers at the Bears. I'm liking the Bears.
Me too. Corey?
I like the Bears as well.
This is the kind of game the Steelers end up winning.
Well, you going to pick it or what?
Yeah, I'm taking Steelers.
All right. New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going Patriots here. Corey?
Yeah, Patriots. They're hot right now.
Fred?
Yeah, I agree.
Go Patriots.
All right. New York Giants at the Detroit Lions. Corey?
I like the Lions in this one. Giants are going to be Jameis Winston, and he's going to probably throw at least a pick or two and maybe a pick six. So I'm going to go Lions.
Fred?
Lions.
I got the Lions, too. JD, Minnesota Vikings playing in Green Bay, the Packers. I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't think J.J. McCarthy has done anything to prove anything yet, and I don't think he's going to against the Packers.
Fred?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's right.
Seattle Seahawks are playing in Tennessee against the Titans. Fred, who do you like, Seattle or Tennessee?
Seattle.
Oh, yeah, Seattle.
I'm with you on that, too. All of us, okay? All right, here's the game you got to be careful with. The Cleveland Browns with Shadur Sanders at quarterback playing in Las Vegas against the Raiders. I'm going to hold my nose and pick the Raiders on this one. Corey, what do you think?
I'm do the same.
Oh, yeah, Raiders.
I'm going to go with the Cleveland Indians.
Ooh, there you go.
Oh, he said Shadur. It's going to be 500 million man.
It's good.
It's Jackson. That's where the pressure comes, right?
That
now.
is it.
Uh-huh.
Jacksonville Jaguars, that long-haired guy you talked about, Fred, playing in Arizona.
The
JD.
Brett girl.
Yeah, the Brett girl.
Oh, he's in Jacksonville.
I'm going the same. Corey?
Arizona.
Eagles playing at Dallas. Corey?
I like Dallas. I like the Eagles.
Yeah, I do too. Fred?
Eagles.
We'll have the rest stay with us here on the Fred Dreyer Show.
Attention, those of you looking to go on a fun vacation and see the world on the cheap. Today, the U.S. dollar is worth even more in other countries, so there's never been a better time to travel outside the USA. The dollar is worth over $1.30 in Canadian dollars, and it's the same for Australia. You can fly there today and have fun and maximize your travel dollar. Your U.S. dollar is worth over $3 in Brazilian reals, and it's worth over $18 in Mexican pesos. Plus, in Argentina, it's worth over $27 in Argentine pesos. Just think of the bargains you'll get. And the way you get the cheapest airfare to any destination is by calling Tickets That Cheap. Save up to 75% on your foreign vacation tickets. Don't wait. Call now. 802-317-1979. 802-317-1979. 802-317-1979. That's 802-317-1979.
1 out of 2 Americans thinks their life is worthy of a book. Here's another startling stat. You may be one of the 15% of people who bothered to start your book, and one of the 6% that got halfway through it, but your gem of an idea likely died. Or did it? Some published authors are making significant money, so join the ranks of the successful people that finished their books with help from Dorrance Publishing. Call right now, and our experienced editors and writers will explain to you what it's going to take to get your book completely written, published, and then taken to market to sell it. It's a free consultation, so call right now. Find out how much time and money it takes to finally get that book idea of yours published. Make your dreams happen. Call Dorrance Publishing right now.
800-786-1468. 800-786-1468. 800-786-1468. That's 800-786-1468.
This is baseball's Ron Say. Nowadays, it seems like nothing is built to last. Phones, appliances, cars, computers, but the new Michelin Defender 2 tire is designed to outlast. With a quiet and comfortable ride, you will have the confidence you need on the roads, whether they're wet or dry. So goodbye to the short-lived and hello to something that lasts. Get your set of Michelin Defender 2 tires at Hank's Tires, 19951 Ventura Boulevard in Woodland Hills. Call my buddy Steve Goldberg at 818-340-4200. That's 818-340-4200. Hank's Tires is also built to last. Hank opened Hank's Tires in 1953, and we are the oldest tire and auto repair shop in the San Fernando Valley with 100% customer satisfaction. Hank's is AAA approved for all of your auto repair needs. Call Hank's Tires at 818-340-4200 and tell them Ron Say sent you.
Welcome back to the Fred Dreyer Show. I'm Michael Horn with Corey Marino, Jeremy Dayton, and the star of our show, Fred Dreyer, a guy that's had 4 careers. My gosh, ladies and gentlemen, an outstanding all-pro football player, an acting legend, a commentator in the broadcast booth, a radio commentator. I'll make it 5. Weren't you a box boy at the Vons and shopping bag store once, Fred?
I washed cars at the Lawndale Car Wash.
There you go. That's good. All right, back to our speed handicapping. We'll go with you, Corey. Here's another hold your nose and pick 'em. Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. Who do you like?
I like the Saints coming off a bye.
JD?
Saints.
Fred?
I'm going to go with Saints.
I'll pick Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, they got Kirk Cousins going.
Kirk Cousins
right
for you.
It could be.
All right, here's one where you don't hold your nose and pick them because this could be the game of the week. Tampa Bay Bucks at the Los Angeles Rams. Fred?
Tampa Bay Bucks at the L.A. Rams.
Yep.
Rams all the way.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Rams.
Yeah, I like the Rams. They're playing hot, and they just beat Seahawks.
Carolina Panthers for the Monday night game at the San Francisco 49ers. JD?
I got to go with Niners.
Fred?
Niners.
Niners with me. Corey?
Niners again.
You got it. Okay, so that's good stuff over there, and it's good. You know, it's going to take, from our show today, talking about turf, it's going to take, like, this International Soccer League to maybe get natural turf back. FIFA is going to do it. I remember FIFA. I'll never forget it because when you had Mickey and the Beanstalk, the giant always sang, Fee-fi fo fum, remember? Fee-fi fo fum, fee-fi fee-fa.
Yeah.
FIFA. Fifi. I don't know no Fifi, he used to say. And there you have it. So you can remember that over there. But maybe that'll happen. I don't know. It could be good. How's your week looking as we move ahead here, Fred? You're going to be getting your computer fixed up, I hope?
I sure hope so because
I do too.
Anything short of that puts me in the house for the week.
It's tough. It's good. Don't forget, coming up in January in Burbank, California, January 9th and 10th. Mark your calendars down. It's going to be another one of those great Hollywood shows where you can meet some of the great stars. And Stephanie Kramer will be back together as we love her with Fred Dreyer and Fred Dreyer with her. Stars of Hunter will be there signing autographs. We'll have more details as we learn about them, but I would get your tickets now. I think it's going to be at the Burbank Marriott. Is that right, Fred?
That right across from the airport, Burbank Airport.
Email Fred Dreyer, freddryer@crntalk.com. Follow him at X. Follow him on Facebook Live, The Real Fred Dreyer. Final thoughts from you, Fred.
Well, it's great to be with you guys again. I miss you when I'm not here, so I'll miss you for another 6 days.
If anyone should ask, you're listening to CRN Digital Talk Radio.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Bernie Bennett in Washington. President Trump is looking into another international